We fly together. We ride together. We are Joplin Eagles. We celebrate the class of 2020 as they leave our nest.
Good afternoon. I want to thank you for joining us in this celebration. Today, we celebrate the class of 2020 from Joplin High School. There has never been a class like this one before. The events of this year have shaped the memories that will be talked about for years to come. Today, we celebrate the graduating class of Joplin High School, the greatest high school in the universe. Being the greatest high school in the universe doesn't happen by accident. It happens through hard work and perseverance. Hard work from students who know where they want to go in the world and the perseverance to get there. As a class, you have been together for 13 years. You have been apart for the past several weeks. Looking back on this year, you will remember the great things that happened and the memorable people who moved in and out of your lives. You will also keep the cherished memories that have made this the year to remember. Henry Ford once said, "Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success." You will always remember the times you've spent together. Your class motto, a quote by Dr. Seuss, "Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory." Your memories will remain clear. You are the class of 2020. Your vision is clear. You came from the greatest high school in the universe. At this time, we will hear from our senior president, Vanessa Morris.
Hi, class of 2020. I'm Vanessa Morris, your senior class president. At the beginning of this year, I made t-shirts for our class and was thinking of some things to put on them. I was thinking about a 2020 vision shirt because, come on. Looking back, I'm pretty glad I decided against that because what happened this year was something that none of us saw coming. I wish for all of us that we got to experience some of our last prom, our last game, meet, competition, or performance, and most of all, our last day in high school that we were aware of. I never thought I'd be planning a speech for a virtual graduation, but I think that this is just an accurate representation of life. We never know what life will bring. For some of us, we are left wishing that we could have done something just a little different or done just a little bit more. I hope that this is a lesson to never live your life wondering what could have been and instead make it what you want it to be. Never take things for granted because truthfully, life is just too short for that. Graduation is something that you talk about as a kid and you think about everything you're going to do before that time comes. You're going to meet new people, take new classes, find your hobby, join clubs, go on trips with your friends, go to dances, go to games, and then graduation. It seems as if there's all the time in the world, but now we're here, and for most of us, we're left not knowing where all that time went. Now that we've gotten to this point, it just seems so surreal, and I'm sure for some of us, we've been waiting for this day our whole life, and for others, we tried to act like it wasn't a real thing that happened, so we didn't have to actually grow up. As cliche as this sounds, this is only a beginning for us, and let me go a little in depth on what that means. Rather than graduation being an end to high school, it is more so a beginning to life. You have the ability to change whatever it is you want to change, to start whatever you want to start, to be whoever you want to be, and to do whatever you want to do. I hope that high school has blessed you with some amazing people that you will remember for a lifetime. I hope you keep your memories with you forever, both the good and the bad, because in both you find lessons. With this being said, I hope high school has taught you some valuable life lessons, and if you cannot think of a lesson that you have learned, let me share a few with you. Remember to always check up on yourself. Do not fear failure, but be terrified of regret, and in the wise words of Kane Brown, never leave I love you left unsaid. As I've mentioned multiple times, we have no idea what tomorrow will bring, and this year really put that into perspective for us. But what it does bring, you have the ability to make what you want of it. Your future is in your hands. The question is, what will you do with it? Go show the world what you have to offer, and good luck on your future endeavors. I'll finish off with one of my favorite cheesy quotes of all time, because to be honest, if you weren't expecting one, you must have never heard a graduation speech. Remember that this is not a goodbye, it is only a see you later. Thank you for giving me the ability to serve as your senior class president. Congratulations, class of 2020. We did it. And now, give it up for Landon Bowles, one of our student speakers.
Hello. You all look so wonderful today, I assume. This layout isn't exactly ideal, but hey, swapping plastic chairs and uncomfortable button-ups for couches, sweats, and a fast-forward button isn't too bad of a trade. Anyway, hi, my name is Landon Vowles, and I'm a JHS senior. First, I'll get out of the way some thank yous. Shout out to Mr. Young, one of my biggest role models and the JHS faculty I'm going to miss the most. Shout out to Mr. Hancock, whose passion and drive to improve our school's education is unrivaled. Shout out Mr. Bennett, who somehow makes America's two most boring pastimes, baseball and fishing, actually sound interesting. Shout out Mrs. Prim, whose sweetness and charm is endlessly admirable. I assure you, my first hour attendance would be significantly worse if it wasn't your class. And lastly, shout out to Dr. G, who is a testament to the idea that one man's kindness and enthusiasm can reshape an entire community. Our class is one that I find a deep pride in. There are many of you that I look up to, some that are smarter than me, more mature than me, and kinder than me. And if we have been each other's positive role models as peers, then we should feel proud for upholding the responsibility we have as top dogs, of giving the younger Joplin middle and elementary schoolers a class to look up to. As a class, our accomplishments are far-reaching. We have broken records, improved the culture at JHS, and found about 15 ways to get around the school's firewall so we can watch YouTube in math class, as well as getting every single browser game known to man banned by our tech guys. Rest in peace, Cool Math Games. It's difficult to give any advice to a group of 500 people without it sounding vague or corny, so I'll try to keep the corniness short. It's always a good reminder that we as people should be vulnerable enough to show gratitude towards those that have helped us on our journeys through life. And it is important that we are thankful for our blessings before we complain about our misfortunes. Our year didn't end as we had hoped, and we had missed out on a few experiences that we won't ever have. But our class is blessed with an overwhelmingly supportive community, each other, and in the past few weeks, the growing closeness of the bonds we have with those we love, despite the CDC's 6-foot guideline. Thank you. Our next speaker is Sam Peterson.
When you Google best graduation speeches of all time and a last-ditch effort to find something worth plagiarizing, the first thing that you notice is that none of the speakers who make the list are high school students. They're industry professionals, great thinkers, and famous comedians, and they talk about what they know. Steve Jobs, for example, gave a commencement address on innovation. Steven Spielberg's was on creativity. Oprah spoke about perseverance. I don't mean to disillusion anyone, but I'm not Jobs, I'm not Spielberg, and I'm obviously not Oprah. I'm just an 18-year-old who's been given a mic and a podium. I don't know any big truths with a capital T, so instead I just have a couple of small things to share. Thing number one, my thanks. I'd like to thank all the usual suspects, my parents, my family, my teachers, the administration, but I would also like to thank all of you, my classmates, even those I never had the chance to meet. You helped build a community at JHS that exposed me to a wide variety of different people and ideas. More importantly, I'd like to thank the support staff, the librarians, janitors, lunch ladies, tech guys, and all the other people who quietly made our high school experience possible. I've never had a bad experience with any of you, and I appreciate your kindness as much as your competence. Thing number two, high school, and sometimes life, can suck, but you're not alone. With total respect to Dr. G and what is the greatest school in the galaxy, I really hope these won't be the best 4 years of my life. While it's important to celebrate them today, for me, there were still times of enormous frustration and loneliness and discontent. And I know that going forward, life will continue to have hurdles. The saving grace is that I haven't had to experience those hardships on my own. We can always find others to turn to. So I'll thank you again, class of 2020, this time for being there for each other and for me, from the first weeks of freshman year to our final weeks in quarantine. Third and finally, some recommendations which you should remember are only coming from an 18-year-old with a podium. When possible, eat at Waffle House, don't watch Tiger King, and try to be kind. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Annalise Voorhees.
Hello to the Joplin High School teachers, administrators, staff, to parents, siblings, friends, and guests, and especially to the class of 2020. Needless to say, I'm speaking to you under unusual circumstances, but I am thrilled to be here because today is a testament to how much Joplin Schools cares about us. Please take every chance you get to thank the people who have worked tirelessly to make this season special, albeit strange, for us soon-to-be graduates. Under normal circumstances, we would all have been together not too long ago. It wouldn't have sunk in that school was really over, and you probably would have had that last day fresh in your memory. You wouldn't feel like you had entered the real world yet. But for the class of 2020, the universe took that clear delineation between life before graduation and life after and threw it out the window. We've been living post-high school for about 2 months. For many of you, your time in the real world this semester was all too real. Maybe you lost a loved one, got laid off, or have had nowhere to stay. Maybe you've struggled to stay motivated in your online classes, or being alone this time has been really hard on you. Maybe, like me, you had the Herculean task of figuring out how to avoid sleeping all day without the threat of truancy. But for these challenges and all that has been taken, I can't help but feel that we've been given a unique opportunity for growth. It feels like the final chapter of our education wasn't dominated by essays, lectures, group projects, or pop quizzes, but by hands-on learning, and a unique opportunity to educate ourselves as to who we are as individuals and as members of a community when adult life becomes real life. It seems that graduation day won't be the first day of the rest of our lives because we've already begun to shape those for ourselves. I hope you have found lessons in the community on what it is to be a generous business leader, a selfless caretaker, and a fearless team member. I hope you have learned from those staying home what it means to think about something greater than yourself. I hope you have found teachers in yourselves, your parents, and your friends, and learned what it is to be strong and loving, even when you face disappointment, frustration, or grief. I hope you have been taught by your classmates how easy it is to do something for someone else, be it putting together an encouraging video or running an errand. I hope you have done your homework and called your grandparents. I hope you have learned from your principal how affecting indomitable positivity can be, and pledged to smile just a little bit more. I hope this time has taught you what your mind and your body need to stay rested, happy, healthy, and engaged when you're responsible for the structure of your own day. I hope that you have learned that what safety and privilege you have makes you lucky, and that you have explored how to share that with others. I hope most of all that you have discovered for yourself that there is growth to be done every day of your life. But Joplin High School, if you haven't quite made the grade this quarantine, if you've sat at home eating Fruit Loops and watching Disney movies, don't get discouraged. You have every day of the rest of your life to become a better student. Continue to get better each day, to research the selfless actions of others, study up on what makes you happy and what doesn't, and put in the hours taking care of yourself. And today, take the time not only to celebrate how far you've come in the last 4 years, but how far you have left to go as your education continues. Thank you, congratulations, and I'll see you all very soon. Now, I have the privilege to introduce our senior principal, Mr. Boyd.
Dear graduates, this truly has been another memorable year here at JHS. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that perhaps the last time that I might have to greet you when you left for spring break. I guess this is just another reminder to live each day to its fullest. I have thoroughly enjoyed this opportunity to get to know each and every one of you during this school year. Your class celebrates great success both athletically and academically. Many of you will be going directly into the world of work, while some of you will be joining the military, and others will hit the college scene. Whichever route you take to build your career, just do it with a level of commitment like you've never done before. Keep your goals in sight and follow your dreams. Do everything to the best of your ability. Employ the use of leadership skills. Be reliable and dependable in the workplace, and never miss a class. Practice random acts of kindness, and never forget the important things like the golden rule. Always maintain balance in your life. Too much or too little of anything is always bad. There will always be times of despair, but always remember everything will soon be okay. It takes courage. Until our paths cross again, I leave you with my favorite quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. You gain strength, experience, and confidence by every experience where you stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing you cannot do. Soar high, Eagles. At this time, I would like to introduce Superintendent of Schools, Melinda Moss.
Graduates, I commend you for the successful completion of many years of hard work and study. As your efforts now reward you, They also bring pride to your families and honor to your teachers. You have distinguished yourselves as leaders in learning and champions of activities, and we will most certainly miss you. Regardless of the circumstances under which your graduation takes place, you will hold the memory of your graduation as a landmark in your life, and it is a landmark worth celebrating. But there's a challenge in this celebration, that you continue to develop your talents and your skills, and that you dedicate them to doing the good things that God has prepared for you to do in advance. And please never doubt, we are proud of you, and we want you to know that we believe in your future. And also know that you are sons and daughters of this Eagle Nation forever. And now I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Sherrick Dermott, our Joplin School Board President.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. Greetings, everyone. I have an extraordinary connection with this year's graduating class, and through her, I've experienced some of the frustrations many of you have suffered in recent weeks. No spring activities, no spring sports, no prom. Winding up classes from home or while sitting in the Joplin High School parking lot. Hanging out with your families and social distancing from friends and classmates. This isn't the way your days at Joplin High School were supposed to end. The class of 2020 doesn't need anyone to tell them that things don't always go as planned. Yet, through adversity, we learn a great deal from one another. During the last 7 weeks, I hope that each of you have learned that there are many people who care greatly about you and your futures. That tremendous effort has been expended to celebrate your achievements in the face of strange and trying times. That you know the global response to the COVID-19 crisis has been administered for the greater good, and certainly without malice towards anyone. And most importantly, I hope that you have learned that you can meet and adapt to adversity and whatever obstacles come your way. We are stronger than you realized. As you begin to reflect upon your time at JHS, some, perhaps only a few, already miss Joplin schools a bit more than they would have if they'd experienced the normal end of their JHS careers. Certainly all of us may tell future generations of the crazy spring of 2020. When it seemed that the world shut down, we disconnected as best we could, and we realized that things are far better when we are together, sharing our lives with one another. Hopefully, upon hearing our stories, future generations will be able to reflect with wonder and disbelief. My message to the class of 2020 remains one of hope and inspiration. Your education does not end at high school graduation. Strengthen yourselves, continue to learn and grow. Never quit, always learn and grow. Today, congratulations. Celebrate. Tomorrow you continue your journeys. Your families, friends, teachers, and even your hometown wish you the very best and desire to support you every step of the way. On behalf of the Joplin Schools Board of Education, it is with great pleasure that we accept the class of 2020 of Joplin High School. Go get 'em, Eagles. With that, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Joplin High School Student Body President, Farron Haas.
Hello all, my name is Farron Haas, your Student Body President. Celebration. When I was trying to understand what the plan was for this day of a graduation event, this is the word I heard used to describe it so frequently. A celebration is something we all know very well and we very well deserve, but we very rarely actually allow for ourselves. If I had to give this year a synopsis, it would be just that, celebration. Whether you all realize it or not, this year has been like none before. The class of 2020 is different. The class of 2020 is built to break records, make memories, and create traditions. As I reflect on the year, we have done nothing but just that. In this time of the pandemic, it is easy to sit and wallow in pity, be upset, and just have that mental block, causing recovery time to be very negative. But I see this a little differently. I see this as an opportunity to sit back, indulge, and recollect on the amazing year that we have had thus far. It never fails to make me smile when I give myself that opportunity. Since my first meeting last summer with Dr. Gilbreth, I knew that this year would be something special because this is the word he used, celebration. I knew that having an extra positive force with us every day in the hallway would make an impact, but what I didn't realize is exactly how large that impact would be. If you haven't taken time to reflect and realize how much we have changed since the beginning of the year, do it. You won't regret it. On behalf of all of JHS and the graduating class of 2020, I think we can all come together to say one thing. Thank you, Dr. G. Just think, high school is 4 years long, and we've done this. 4 years, and we have made a name for ourselves to last generations. I mean, some of us even got a mural at Walmart. You're welcome, Isaiah. But seriously, we have our entire lives ahead of us and endless opportunities and resources to do the exact same thing that we have done to date on the grandest scale imaginable. Somebody said one time, I think it was SpongeBob, but who really knows? But it had something to do with the world being your oyster. And there's a second part to that nobody really knows, but we all get the concept. You have the whole world right in front of your hands, and honestly, if you're going to make something happen, it's going to be the class of 2020. Be the reason for celebration. Be the reason. Now, we all know I'm the last person that's qualified enough to stand here and give a motivational speech, so I decided to let some other people do the motivation, and I'll just rely on what they have to say. In the words of the lyricist and popular culture icon, Hannah Montana, life is what you make it, so let's make it rock. This time is what you make it. Make it special, make it a celebration. Every single one of you has done something special like never before this year. I know that because you're a part of the class of 2020, and this is what we do. So I encourage you all to give yourself the credit you deserve. Give yourself the opportunity to celebrate. If you don't, then what did you do this for? We still have endless records to break, endless journeys to partake, and endless murals to make. We are all the class of 2020, and we are the greatest high school in the universe. Thank you, JHS. It's been such a pleasure to serve as your student body president. And now, please give another warm welcome to your school board president, Mr. Sherrick Dermott. Thank you.
It is with great pleasure that we introduce the class of 2020.
Zachary Abrams, Autumn Akey, Chloe Adams, Sebastian Agee, Abhishika Ajith, Warren Aldridge, Antonio Alejandro, Muhammad Ali, Dakari Allen, Dylan Allen, Gary Allen, Carter Allender, Alexa Altman, Nayeli Alvarado, Jenny Alvarado Cordova, Elizabeth Amadon, Christopher Andrew, Zoe Angelopoulos, Carl Anoba, Jacob Arnold, Marco Areola, Valeria Avila, Kenzie Bader, Aaliyah Bacon, Ethan Baker, Zoe Baker, Hunter Baldwin, Michaela Baldwin, Alexander Ball, Simeon Barba, Kimberly Barber, Gina Barham, Kush Barat, Damian Bastings, Bradley Baumhover, Alyssa Beasley, Jaden Bonoyer, Riley Beavers, Alexander Benedict, Luke Benfield, Tyler Benson, Timothy Berry, Heather Blowbaum, Farah Bogan, Xochitl Bogerin, Sarah Boggs, Jackson Bogue, Stephanie Bolanos, William Bowman, Chloe Bonds, Asa Borup, Bradley Botorf, Blake Bowers, Michael Bowman, James Boyd, Corinna Brestol, Adrian Brown, Connor Brown, Charles Browning, Ashley Brozek, Rosie Buckner, Tristan Buckridge, Cabril Burgess, Cole Burke, Emily Burlingame, Jaslyn Buxton, William Cahill, Nita Sita Kalagas, Tatiana Kamalucci, Francisco Campa, Joseph Candelaria, Jack Carey, Cade Carlson, Jack Carrier, Jillian Carter, Grace Carter, Jackson Carter, David Carver, Dan Castillo, Madison Castleberry, Jessica Charez, Jaron Christensen, Devontae Clark, Jeffrey Clark, Joseph Clark, Stevie Close, Gracie Klaus, Chase Coleman, Jolie Coleman, Austin Collins, Blaine Collins, Anthony Constancio, Rebel Cope, Zachary Cope, Honesty Copeland, Tristan Cope Schulte, Lily Cornell, Damian Correll, Trevin Couch, Kaylin Cowden, Kylan Cox, Hannah Crane, Alexander Crawford, Christopher Crawford, Janine Crawford, Caitlin Cross, Hannah Crouch,
Veronica Culbertson, Avery Corrado, Logan Curl, Lily Dang, Audra Daniels, Sarah Danner, Davis Darby, Charlene Davis, Gavin Davis, Isaiah Davis, Rashawn Davis, Whitney Davis, Allison Day, Dustin DeBoer, America De Leon, Ryland Dermott, Drew Darr, Jackson Dinger, Taylor Dishman, Gage Donahue, Elena Donor, Tyler Downs, Jaden Draper, Jonathan Draper, Alyssa During, Autumn Dunn Wilson, Dominic Eaton, Autumn Eckelbarger, Emma Eckhart, Timothy Edwards, Mitchell Eldridge, Alyssa Ely, Bailey Elkins, Braden Elliott, Elijah Eminger, Alexander Emmons, Jordan Epperson, Parker Erickson, Annabelle Erisman, Hannah Ewert, Madeline Farber, Elizabeth Ferreira, James Finnegan, Athena Fineff, Trinity Fineff, Brittany Fiscus, Serenity Foote, Jordan Foster, Kayla Franklin, Brianna Fry, Avery Gage, Braden Gage, Andreas Gaines, Nicholas Gallimore, Adrian Garcia, Anahi Garcia, Mike Gargis, Julian Garrett, Christian Garth, Dylan Gatewood, Destiny George, Kelsey Gibby, Darian Giddens, Kiana Gilbert, Brendan Gilmore, Jillian Gilmore, Patrick Gilstrap, Jonathan Glenn, Alexis Gomez, Ashley Gooding, William Goodwin, Hayden Gordon, Andrew Goss, Justin Grawl, Sarah Grant, Alyssa Gray, Katie Gray, Michael Gray, Starzia Gray, Kaylee Griffin, Hannah Grover, Robbie Gust, Farron Haas, Thomas Hafer, Isabella Hall, Rihanna Hammond, Keegan Hancock, Tyson Hand, Cassandra Handorf, Torian Harbin, Hannah Hardin, Heather Harper, Kelsey Harper, Adriana Harris, Cameron Harton, Ivy Hawkins, Matthew Hayes, Emily Hazelwood, Teebree Henderson, Corbin Henry, Malachi Hensley, Angel Hernandez, Gabrielle Heron, Josh Hedeback, Trisha Hickey, Zechariah Hicks, Taya Higginbotham, Hayden Higgins, Connor Hill, Daniel Hilligus, Hannah Hilstebeck, Alexandria Hurd,
Christopher Holder, Keegan Holland, Robert Hawley, Catherine Holtz, Olivia Honeyball, Rebecca Hoosier, Ronnie Hopper, Levi Haas, Silena Howard, Faith Howard, Taylor Howard, Casey Hubbard, Savannah Hubbard, Jacob Hubbs, Asia Huffman, Josiah Holstein, Dominique Honeypole, Ludikai Hunt, Caitlin Hunter, Isabella Harrell, Christopher Hurt, Julia Iorio, Abigail Izelli, Alexandra Iverson, Olivia Jackson, Emily Jacobo, Mateo James, Tanner James, Samantha Jarrows, Sean Jennings, Cheyenne Jennings, Nydia Jimenez Martinez, Kylie Johnson, Sierra Johnson, Tucker Johnston, Brenna Jones, Colin Jones, Deegan Jones, Devin Jones, Caitlin Jordan, Sophia Joseph, Rosalind Jordan, Cantita Junwirana, Adil Cameron, Hayden Kendall, Kimberly King, Caleb Kissy, Courtney Kissy, Stephen Kissinger, Destiny Koff, Kyle Coyle, Ashley Kurtz, Dylan LaFrance, TJ Lancaster, Garrett Land, Michael Landers, Colton Landis, Garrett Landis, Shadow Langston, Bianca Laren, Emily Larkin, Holden Ledford, Tyler Ledford, Haley Leeper, James Lindsay, Angelina Liu, Khalees Long, Evelyn Lopez, Roman Lopez Guzman, Dominic Lopresti, Madison Lott, Jalen Luanis, Dominic Lloyd, Abigail Lundstrom, Jimmy Lynch, Christopher Madison, Jolie Males, Jason Maldonado, Gavin Malone, Taylor Marks, Liam Marsh, Jenna Martin, Kara Martin, Angelica Martinez, Ryan Masher, Lily Ann Masters, Carlos Maturino, Carolyn Maturino, Giovanna Maturino, Giselle Maturino, Larry Maynard, Natasha Maynard, Christopher McCleary, Madison McDowell, Jeremiah McGow, Madison McKeon, Emma McPhail, Paige McPhail, Isaac Meeks, Maggie Messner, Jasmine Michaelopoulos, Charles Miller, Frankie Miller, Hayden Miller, Landon Miller, Christopher Million, Haley Mitchell, Chad Moore, Kelly Morgan, Marissa Morgan, Vanessa Morris, Billy Morrison, Logan Myers, Elliot Neditepa, Caitlin Neal, Gabriel Neat, Alarissa Newman, An Wynn, Raymond Wynn, Bridget Nice, Brennan Nichols, Haley Nicholson, Evan Northcutt, Pooja Nursarawala, Alana O'Hare, Logan Olenberger, Neil Olenberger, Christian Onyate, Galilea Orozco, Bradley Ortiz, Caden Osborne, Tyler Osgood, Mason Ovaya, Andrew Owen, Brandon Oxford, Caitlin Oxford, Joseph Paul, Hetvi Patel, Kanil Patel, Chiron Patton, Jose Perez, Jennifer Perez Rabinales, Antoinise Perry, Bailey Peterson, Gracie Peterson, Samuel Peterson, Boston Phillips, Cheyenne Pierce, Juan Pena, Caleb Pippins, Jenna Plassman, John Pogue, Robert Post, Tristan Prater, Christian Pryor, Caitlin Persley, Gabriella Quinn, Rudy Rassicote, William Rader, Alexis Rainey, Adriana Ramirez, Anthony Ratliff, Nicole Renfro, Angela Reyes, Jackson Reynolds, Siler Reynolds, Amadeus Richardson, Tisha Bringland, Molly Roberts, Americus Rain Robertson, Darian Rodriguez, Laura Rodriguez Garcia, Shatiria Rogers, Christopher Ross, Antonio Samayoya Miller, Caden Sanders, Denver Sanders, Yi Song, Cesar Santillan, Marissa Solin, Mary Catherine Saunders, Nikaya Sales, Gabriel Schlesing, Alexis Schmidt, Alyssa Schmidt, Asher Schmutz, Delicia Dakota Schneider, Katrina Schultz, Andrew Scoggin, Caitlin Cedric, Jason Seitz, Caden Seward, Cassandra Sharkey, Matthew Sharp, Hannah Shepard, Brianna Shoemaker,
Hunter Simpkin, Travante Singleton, Donovan Smiles, Dominic Smith, Eric Smith, Gage Smith, Lauren Smith, Maggie Smith, Nicholas Smith, Parker Smith, Scott Smith Hamilton, Jacob Solomon, Seth Spencer, Nicole Sprouse, David Stanley, Kelsey Stanley, Zechariah Staten, Isabella St. Clair, Kira Stevens, Dakash Stewart, Molly Storms, Logan Stratus, Ian Street, Jade Talbot, Blake Tash, Eric Taylor, Jake Taylor, Lauren Taylor, Xavier Taylor, Sierra Teague, Gabriel Tennis, Quentin Tharp, Maggie Thompson, Davin Tholison, Megan Todd, Ayla Ton, Diana Tovar, Emma Turner, Evan Turner, Caleb Tyler, Brandon Tyree, Harley Valenzuela, Dre Vaughn, Natalie Vega, Trayton Vinny, Julio Villanueva Reyes, Annalise Voorhees, Landon Vowles, Spencer Vreeland, Laura Wagner, Samantha Walker, Addison Wallace, Chloe Walters, Augustus Ward, Savannah Ward, Zachary Ward, Shelton, Washington. Adam Weber. Jace Welker. Zachary Westmoreland. Josie Weston. Laurel Wheeler. Nian Wheeler. Alyssa White. Joy White. Kayla White. Kobe White. Rebecca White. Faith Whited. Garrick Williams. Michael Williams. Samuel Williams. Tyler Williams. Aaron Williamson. Caleb Winder. Brianna Windle. Jillian Winkleman. Austin Witzman. Brandon Wohl. Brett Wohl. Caitlin Wood. Benjamin Woodman. Zaira Ibarra. Cage Yearton. Garrett Zimmerman. Juan Carlos Zuniga Pedraza.
Well, thanks again, Joplin High School and Class of 2020. Congratulations. Thank you for being an incredible group of kids, and I hope you had the time of your life. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist and directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end as right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang them on the shelf of good health and good times. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end as right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end as right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end as right. I hope you had the time of your life. Peace out, Joplin High School. Congratulations, Class of 2020.